Welcome back to part 2 of The Wounded Womb. Here we're going to discuss the Neo-Feminist agenda, the differences between men and women, and the similarities between men and women. And we're going to try and alchemize and create change. Alchemy is real magic. Mesmerism is not. There's a difference. Alchemy turns shit into gold, so let's get to work, okay? If you don't realize there's a Neo-Feminist psyop going on, what can I say? You're blind, okay? You can't, we're being gender fucked, royally gender fucked, okay? And neo-feminism is not the same as feminism. Feminism says men and women are equal, we deserve equal rights, equal respect. And neo-feminism castrates men and puts women in control. Now, this is damaging to both men and women, because while this agenda is going on, what has been happening is men's groups have been popping up so men can get support, and these men's groups, from what I've seen on YouTube, they're all male chauvinist groups. This creates a major negative feedback loop. It's like the Ouroboros, the snake eating its tail. We need to break this shit and bust free. We need men's groups that support and honor women, not men's groups that just put us back in the same damn cycle. Men are not supposed to control women in the way that these groups are saying. And the past was shit. The past is what got us into this mess. Male chauvinism is the root of neo-feminism. So let's talk a bit about this. When did feminism start? Real feminism. Real feminism is good. It's equality. It's men and women have equal rights. Men and women have equal respect. I think it started with Queen Elizabeth I in the 1500s, where she said, I might have the feeble, weak body of a woman, but I have the heart and stomach of a man. I don't want a man to honor me as a queen if he does not love me as a woman. She said, I have the heart of a man. I'm not afraid of anything. And she sparked the age of enlightenment because she questioned things. Break down the word question. Quest, ion. This is chemistry to create change. Queen Elizabeth I was an alchemist, whether she knew it or not. She questioned, why should we donate money to a corrupt church? And why must a man obey her husband in the wedding vows? Why? Let's take this all back to the primal roots. Now, of course, we have wounding from mother-father. A man can be wounded by his mother, but also by his father. Women can be wounded by their fathers, but also by their mother. So I'm not going to get all Freud on you. Let's go primal. Adam and Eve. So you had Adam there, and you had Eve. And they were freshly made like new. He didn't get her flowers or anything like animals. He took her. Just took her sexually. And then Eve went and encountered the snake. Symbolic of enlightenment, knowledge, Kundalini energy. Kundalini usually sparks with the sexual chakra. So let's say the snake touched her genitals and she got a little, she got knowledge. She became enlightened. So the next time Adam came to her, she's like, whoa, don't just take me, touch me like this. They became enlightened. And then as some kind of punishment, they had to cover their genitals. And now men have this fear. They operate on fear that women will become a Lilith and just fly away from them. Or go sleep around. Who was that snake? Men are operating under this pretense of needing control and to be strong. but they're really operating under conditioning. And it's through this conditioning that they fear women. And this, I believe, is the major root. It's fear, false evidence appearing real. The male gender fears the female gender. The female gender fears the male gender. Because one another can hurt another. But mostly it's false evidence appearing real through conditioning. So let's break through the illusions. Okay, there are differences between men and women that have evolved throughout history. Men are able to focus singularly because of the hunt. They track an animal for days, focus on it, and bring the meat home for dinner. They're uni-focused with their mind. They're much more capable of that than women. Women are capable of multitasking, something that men are not very capable of. I'm talking generally. We have continued to evolve as a species, so there's all kinds of people out there. I'm not here to insult anyone, but we're going to talk about some basic facts, okay? There's some differences. Women are childbearers. We've always taken care of children. It is in our DNA. It is in our roots throughout all of our ancestors and time over that we're able to multitask. We went and gathered this kind of herb and that kind of berry, and we're on the lookout for a million things at once while we're caring for a child, while we're having a discussion, sharing knowledge and talking about things with our female friends. So we have different minds. Men and women have, in general, really different minds. And this needs to be respected. Men should not seek to control a woman's mind in order to get power. This is wrong. I don't need to explain why. Okay, even monkeys have a concept of fairness. Geez. There's other differences too. If you show pictures of faces and of objects to newborn babies, very young children that don't even speak yet, the girls will naturally gravitate towards the faces, and the boys will naturally gravitate towards the objects, cars, buildings. This just seems to be in our DNA through evolution. Because men built stuff, men focused on stuff, and women focused on children and people. Like the yin and the yang, the masculine side is the light, and the yin is the darkness. And we need to bring these two pieces of the puzzle together to create unity on Earth and end this fragmentation. Men are fire, women are water in alchemy. So men are this blazing sun, thermonuclear force blazing 24/7. They have this energy that is inexhaustible. Women are like a wellspring of water, and we need a man to tend to us. We do. We need tending. We can run dry. We can drain ourselves. We can just give until we're drained. And then we need masculine energy to tend to our wellspring to make sure we don't drain ourselves and dry up. Women with this dark night energy. Dark matter comprises 95% or more of the universe. And even though the man is this, the masculine is this blazing sun that's massive and brilliant and bright and warm, he fears woman. He does, deep down at a subconscious level, because we are so much more. And it's this fear that has to go. Women fear men because of history. Men have killed women because they fear our energy. And it's fear that causes relationships to fall apart. If you fear being abandoned so much that you believe you're being abandoned when you're not, you're going to create a situation where you will be abandoned. The guy is just going to be like, fuck this shit, I'm out. She's crazy. She's always thinking I'm abandoning her. I'm just trying to like tie my shoelaces and like, you know. You create these situations out of fear. What you project, you're going to create. If a man is there always thinking he's being disrespected over everything, she says one little thing, he feels disrespected. You know, there's a difference between actual disrespect and feeling disrespected. So he might create that situation where, yeah, she might start to not respect you as much because you're constantly flipping out over nothing, or she might just lose patience and say, fuck that. You know, so everybody has to be aware of their triggers. And if you're not aware of your triggers, you're gonna get nowhere. There's no greater lesson in life than to have love and lose it, because losing that love makes you question everything, especially yourself. And this is where growth happens. If you don't love yourself, if you don't think you are worthy, if you haven't made the changes, dismantled the triggers, become your own hero, not expecting someone else to save you, you're gonna get nowhere, or you're gonna end up in a relationship where you're used, abused, manipulated, and you're gonna be forced to ask yourself, why? What am I doing to accept this in my life, to attract this? You know, life is a learning process. Everybody has a piece of the puzzle. But you're never gonna get to that ultimate unconditional love if you don't have unconditional love for yourself. So how do you know what that is unless you love yourself? How do you know what another person's needs are if you're not able to meet your own needs? All right? Lilith. Poor Lilith. Lilith was just being herself. Said, hey, I don't want to lie under you today. Let me be on top. And Adam didn't like how she wasn't being submissive, cast her out. And what happened? She became psycho. I don't know the full Lilith story, but I think she brings sickness onto newborns. She's disgruntled. She has contempt because she has no man tending to her wellspring. She's run dry and she's become a mean bitch. So people say the root of neo-feminism is Lilith, right? But who created the Lilith who she is now? Adam, because he didn't accept her the way she was, with her power. So Lilith took her power all to herself and said, fuck this, I'm out. So we need to heal this. How can we heal this? Men need to accept women's power, yes. But women shouldn't be acting psycho, because that just creates a negative feedback loop. You actually have some male chauvinist groups that go so far as to say women shouldn't read because it hurts their eyes. This is like so hilarious. Talk about a negative feedback loop that disempowers women and entire nations, keeps entire nations in poverty. You need a woman to read so that she can teach her child to read. Both boys and girls, this creates a positive feedback loop. So think about positive feedback loops in relationship. What are you bringing to the table? How do you talk with your partner? If you're gonna start arguments all the time, the other person is gonna respond to the argument. If you're coming from a place of love, you're gonna get that reflected back to you. As masculine is the sun and woman is the moon reflects the sun. So men, please stop trying so hard to lead. You naturally lead. You don't need to try. Get it? Please let this sink in. Women are always looking for your lead. But when you try and lead us, no, that's if you try and disempower us with your leading, this creates a negative feedback loop. So whatever energy you are putting out as a masculine, the woman will reflect that. This is chemistry. Every man and every woman is multifaceted and has many sides to themselves that they can show. So whichever side you show your partner, you're going to get that reflected back. Unless they're an unhealed person, obviously. It's very important to do the inner work, do the healing, so that you can become whole again, stable, unified, all the qualities that you're seeking in a partner. You have to have, it's not that opposites attract. Like, yeah, you can be opposite in some things, but the fundamental values can't be opposite. If either the guy or the girl believes in marriage and their partner doesn't, good luck trying to change them. You have to be looking in the same direction. You can't be total opposites, or you're going to always have discord. Men are naturally grounding to a woman's energy. Women's energy is all over the place, especially if it's been awakened by the snake in the garden, this Kundalini energy. Because women's energy is, over 95% of the universe. It's everywhere. So a woman will be everywhere. She naturally seeks your male grounding energy. It is so wonderful to a woman to have this. Just by being present. That's all you have to do. Just by being present, you naturally control her energy and calm it down. But the moment you try and control out of fear, because you fear her energy, you lose control. And she won't feel grounded, she'll feel unsafe. What a woman seeks is safety. Safety, protection, containment is wonderful for a woman to have this from her man. Both men and women deserve respect, love, affection, unconditional love. If it's a relationship of the Most High, loyalty. If one of you is loyal and the other one isn't, one of you betrays and the other one does not, this is imbalanced. This is double standards. This is not fair. And even monkeys have a concept of fairness. Male chauvinists have been pissing me off, just as neo-feminists have. Neo-feminists, you've made it impossible, pretty much impossible for long-term relationships to happen because you're just giving away sex, being porn stars. This creates weak men because men have nothing to hunt. Men have become the hunted. They actually want to run from women. And women now feel that they have to hunt men because there's so few men left because of the psyop. Men have become effeminate, metrosexual. They're not real men anymore. And testosterone has been dropping since the 80s, on average about 1% per year. So say since 1980, that's a 41% drop in male testosterone. Male testosterone causes the sex drive in men. It causes men to be kind to women so that they can get down their pants. Men need their testosterone. And the neo-feminist agenda is just castrating men. Some good things have come out of some of the agenda, like men after the Me Too campaign. I was asking men, what's your take on it? And one of the men who wasn't aware of the agenda said, no, it hasn't affected me because I've always respected women. But I think the problem was that men used to turn a blind eye when someone else was disrespecting a woman. And now we're speaking up and we're protecting the women. And that is wonderful. That is honoring women. All the other men said, give me a while, I'll get back to you. And they never did. They want to answer, they don't quite know how. So that's another difference between men and women. Women are much better at communicating. We've done a lot more of it throughout history. Men don't always know how. So we need to respect our differences and stop trying to control one another. This is what will bring people together. It is my religion to search for the truth. I'm just searching for truth here, putting pieces of the puzzle together. Rumi said, "It is not your task to seek for love, or to seek love, but to seek and remove all the barriers you have built against it." I think that's beautiful and true, because we are made in God's light. What is God? God is love. We are love. What are your barriers that you have built against it? What do you fear? What are your triggers? You gotta remove all that shit. Men have to stop saying, "Be like me," and do what I say. This comes from a place of fear. Men naturally have a grounding presence, which will naturally control us as we reflect you. If you are grounded and operating from a place of love, respect, protection, just don't operate from fear, okay? Fear is false evidence appearing real. People say women are beautiful, and the highest form of genius is beauty because it requires no explanation. Oscar Wilde said that, I think. Could be true, but I think it's more true to say beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Because what is beautiful to one person is not beautiful to another. So you have to realize you are projecting. Everybody projects. Everybody. Everybody also manipulates. It's how you get what you want. So you have to be very aware of how you manipulate and take accountability when you realize that you've been kind of damaging. People need to start taking accountability, having respect for the opposite sex, dismantling their triggers, learning, growing, evolving, finding a partner that values growing with you. I believe this will create the change that we need in the world. The late shaman and artist Pablo Amaringo noted, "Women symbolize and hold the quintessence of beauty, while men should develop wisdom to be of service to beauty." I think this beauty comes from within. Beauty is love. Women are naturally more in touch or able to express their emotions. Men have been taught to be strong and not to show their emotions, and that's a shame. But it's required in times of war. You need to be strong, right? So take a matriarchal society of elephants. Elephants lead, but how do they lead? They lead to find water. Rivers that dried up and there's a little water under some dirt there. Let's dig, let's find water. Water is symbolic of the emotional element. So you could say women will lead a man back to his heart. This isn't always true though. There are elements in every zodiac sign. I'd say the water signs will lead the earth signs or any other element back to the emotional, back to the heart. The fire signs will lead with passion and have that spark. The air signs will lead to logic and intellect, rationalization. And the earth signs keep things grounded. You need all elements. Learn alchemy. Alchemy is real magic. You need to bring things together, turn this shit back into gold. Because what we have now is a weak, dark times because we have weak men. Weak men create hard times. Why are men so weak? Well, the testosterone drop, porn, women acting like men. And by men, I mean hunting men, giving sex away for free. This creates weak men. Men are watching porn. When they have an orgasm, they're whacking off. It's called the little death when men ejaculate. And it's called the little death because they release so many vitamins and minerals and nutrients that it's like their brain cuts off and they die for a little bit. They need to regenerate themselves. So it's killing them. They're actually dying. They're just getting too much free sex in their face. Women, meanwhile, are very different in that respect. They'll usually get energy through orgasm. So that's another difference between men and women. So, where are we gonna go from here? Guys, are you gonna support, contain, protect your woman? Respect her, empower her? And women, are you going to honor, respect, love, and protect your man? Are you going to value each other? I'm with Queen Elizabeth. Nobody should obey the other. People need to respect each other. All of our unique differences. And come together like real puzzle pieces, the yin and the yang. Click. Just click together. If you have anything you'd like to add, your thoughts on this, feel free to comment. Just behave yourselves, please. Have respect. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you want to see more content. And don't forget to love. Just be in that heart space. Get out of fear. Step into the place of love. And ladies, stop making everything a sex market. Free sex for all. Just stop it. Honor yourselves as women. And men, honor yourselves as men. Women need to honor ourselves as women who respect men and support them and protect them. And men need to come together into their manhood. And if they're going to be in groups, beware of male chauvinist groups. Make sure you're honoring, protecting, supporting, respecting, valuing, and really loving women. Because this is the only way out of this vicious, vicious psyop. Okay, have a great day.